When you can't get a good KDA on 80 carries, just play Janna. It's easy. I'm so grateful to have Mowgli in my team. Thanks, Mr. Mowgli. It's so chill. You know, it was actually a strategy of mine last year. I don't know why I stopped doing this, but what happened last year was that I got really fucking tired of queuing 80 first and then support second, because what would happen is that I'd get an outfield support, like the Kled for example, and feel like I'm just wasting my time, because I think bot lane is, for the majority of the time at least, support dependent. So I just feel like I'm wasting my time. And because of that, I started queuing like this. Because then what would happen is that I get support with an 80 main, or I'd get out the field to AD with a support main. I'll show you, okay? I'll show you. I'll do one game and show you what I mean. But long story short, I was really fucking tired of having outfield supports. And I felt like if I were to play support with a main AD, so like if I were to be the outfield one, then I'll be fine and I'll still learn something, because bot lane is bot lane after all. And even, for example, in this case, I could you know, see how the Lucian was playing and feel how much of a struggle he was in, and also see how he got out of it. And I think that's still valuable. Myself, I don't need to play only 80 carries to reach the absolute top, but obviously it helps if you play your role right. But because of this, I started queuing like this, and then for the most part I get support, like 60-70% of the games I get support. But then out of the other 30, I'll always get a main support, because someone else will get support instead of me, right? And then the game would automatically push me onto AD or onto autofill, and either way I'd be happy, because I had a main support player, so I could just go 80 carry and, you know, get the most out of my time. But sometimes it was also annoying, because out of these 60-70% games where I was support, I was kind of, you know, sometimes feeling like I was wasting my time in a way. Because sure, you know, I can see stuff and feel stuff from the support role as well, but like after a couple of games, you know, it becomes like not as valuable, I think. But I'll show you one game what I mean. Hopefully it happens, but maybe it doesn't. But hopefully it happens. But hopefully it happens in this case, and I can show you guys what I mean. I'm not gonna change, because I feel like the reason why I changed back in the first place was because I felt like I was playing too much support, so it became more of how do I win solo queue rather than how do I become the best possible at the game. So that's why I changed back, and I rather just tank the outfield supports. But I will show you still one game, and hopefully it happens. Did it happen? It happened! Look! It exactly what I said just happened. This guy, Dream Race, is a main support player, okay? He's a main support player. I'm a main AD carrier, but I queued support AD, and I got out the field because this guy queued support X as well. So now I have a game. I have a game where I'm AD carry with a support main. But then imagine, okay? Imagine I queue 80 support. Then maybe I don't get this guy in my team. Maybe I get someone else. And then I get an autofill instead of support. But now we have so many support players that the game thinks we have 2 supports, but we don't. I tricked the system. Let's go. Hell yeah, it happened. I'm so happy it happened. The one time I wanted to show you guys something, it actually happened. Hell yeah. But I'm so happy this worked. I cannot believe it actually worked. Right off the gate. It is not 100% accurate, okay? Just don't jump into a game and expect to get like a main support, because it happened to me once. Because it doesn't happen to me all the time. That's why I gave like the 60 to 70% ratio of getting support yourself. But when these games happen, I'm so happy, because I know that this practice is going to be good. Regardless of win or loss, I know that this practice is going to be good. Like, how free is this win? Let's go main supports. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Mr. Dream Race. I love you. I love you, Mr. Dream Race. Okay. So that's the good side of queuing support and AD. Now, this is gonna be my last game, okay? So maybe I don't get to show you the bad side, because I might be really, really lucky and get the good side again. But hopefully, well, it kind of sucks to wish for a bad game, but hopefully I get to show you the bad side of queuing support AD. Because it might happen. Okay, I got 80 again, so I'm gonna have a look. PGM Ice Hoon. PGM Ice Hoon. Is this a support player? It is a support player. It worked for the second time. Holy fucking poke to the moly. Let's go. It worked for the second time. I queued support and AD. I got a support main and I got out the field, AD carry. Out the field. Nice try, Riot. I'm one step ahead of you now. And unfortunately, I didn't get to show you guys the other side of the queuing support AD, because both times I got into a game, I got out the field to AD and I got a main support. So maybe I should just go back to it, because that's pretty damn poke. If I can honestly get like 2 or 3 games out of 10 where I have a main support and I get AD carry, I'm fucking happy. So I should probably just queue like that and then play support the other games, or you know, get outfield jungle or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Just play the game. So this is the downside of queuing support AD. I feel like I just get support in the majority of my games. Like, if you look at my match history, ever since I started doing support and AD, I have support 6 out of 8 games. And then I have one game AD carry and 1 game outfield. So I'm not sure if it's worth. I feel like when you do get the 80 games with a main support, it's really poke, but when you get support consistently, it sort of feels like I'm wasting my time. So after this game, maybe I'll go back to queuing 80 again, so I get a couple of games at least. And the reason being that when I queue AD support, I often find myself playing AD with an outfield support and feeling like I'm wasting my time. So there's this way to work around that by queuing support and AD second, because then some games you'll get support with an AD main, which is okay in my world, because I don't think my support is like uber duper boosted, so we can still win. And it's really interesting to see the laning phase and the game in general from the support's perspective. I feel like I can actually learn a lot when playing from that perspective. But there's a good side as well, where you queue support then AD and someone else does the same, or just support first at least, and they get the support as a main support, and I get filled onto my secondary role, which is AD. And then I have a game where I am playing AD as an AD main, and I have a support as a support main, or a support main as a support. So it's just to kind of like work around Riot's autofill thingy, but the downside is that I find myself playing a lot of support, and even though I think that's okay, most of you probably tuned in to watch me play the carry, and I also think myself as well that when it goes above like the 50% mark, then it's probably a little bit too much. I think if it was like 3 out of 10 games or 4 out of 10 games, it would be fine, but unfortunately it's more like 6 or 7 out of 10 games.